So how about that weather? Gonna talk about it. Stay tuned. Hello, welcome back to Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I'm your host, Jerry Hansen. Decided to sit down and have a fireside chat and talk a little bit about the weather. Yeah, we've got a forecast of bad weather coming. They've got snow starting Christmas Eve, going through New Year's. And today the last couple of days we just had a lot of rain, and our creeks are now flowing full. So pond is full, creeks are flowing full. So as far as the weather radar goes, yeah, there's more coming in, and several days of solid snow. They're forecasting 18 inches. So, lots of rain. Got to prepare the homestead for the snow. There's a lot to do here to get ready because if we're getting as much snow as I think we're going to get, that's more snow than I've had since I've lived here at Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. I do have the cars backed in and ready to go, to face out, so don't have to worry about turning around. We can get a running start going up that hill. I did use my tractor to grade the driveway and get the gravel turned up so we can get a better grip on the tires under the snow. And the tractor is staged in the carport right now. So as soon as it starts snowing, I'll go ahead and move the one car out of the way, and that way I can use the tractor to plow the driveway and at least get us out to the road so we can get out there, and we'll wait for the county vehicles to come through and plow the main road. So my generator I got going today. I pulled it out of the shed. Had to rebuild the generator, or not rebuild. I had to do some service on the carburetor today. Got that all going. Now the generator's working fine, and we're ready to plug in, because guaranteed, as remote as we are going to lose power. We're not totally off grid right now, but we're getting there. We have solar panels, we have a windmill, but it's not totally fully functional yet. We're just trying to work out the bugs still in that system. But we got the generator. I got plenty of gas stockpiled, so we're ready for at least 2 weeks of power outage. I have this other little backup device that I'm charging right now, and that'll give us quiet power at night with just a light and maybe a computer or TV, so we can sit there and have entertainment, or maybe play a board game by a little bit of light. This is my DeWalt power booster. It'll jump the car. It'll also air up tires, and it also has an inverter on it, so it'll run a lamp and maybe a little computer, so you can have a little bit of entertainment. I have my the ladders are set up, and these poles are set up in the event that if we get another 2 feet of snow like we did about 3 or 4 years ago, my canopy on my carport began to collapse, so I had to stack these milk crates on top of the ladder to boost it up, support the carport, so it wouldn't collapse. And lo and behold, the next day after that big epic snowstorm, the Rainies, Marty Rainey and his family showed up, and we began filming a reality show here on the homestead. So the first thing we did was everybody jumped in and got the snow off of the carport roof so it wouldn't collapse. So that's the first thing we did, but that was never filmed. I mean, well, it was filmed, but it never made the show. So bottom line, if we get snowed in and we can't go anywhere for a while, I still got things to do. around the homestead to keep me busy. One of the things is my greenhouse. I have a little heater that runs out a propane bottle. I can stick that out in the greenhouse and actually could do some maintenance out there while it's loaded with snow outside and just make it nice and warm and get things ready, get things started and cleaned up and reorganized and maybe fabricate some more items. Yeah, so the greenhouse is there. As far as the chickens go, they're kind of locked away right now because of the wet. I have a week's worth of food and water in there for them, so they're going to be dry and comfortable. They have plenty of bedding in there, so they're going to be okay. I don't have to worry about them. I'll just check in on them from day to day. The billy goats, they have their own shelter, so they'll be accommodated. They have the dry area. They have the little shed to go into to get out of the cold and the breeze, which is important for animals. They need a place to get out of winds and breeze, and the goats do have that. They have fresh water. I gave them plenty of water to last a couple of weeks, and then they've got the feed, so they'll be okay. The rabbits, well, what can I say about the rabbits? They're in a house. I built a bunny bungalow primarily because I was so frustrated with taking water up there and only to finding it frozen because I'd have to keep changing it out. Since I built the bunny bungalow, I have not had to deal with frozen water at all. Same way with the chickens because the water is inside. Don't have to worry about frozen water. It's not a problem. And the bunny bungalow, well, I can turn a light on in there because they have their own solar package for the for the bunny bungalow. Turkeys, they have their outside enclosure, but I may have to block them inside into the enclosed container because this if we get enough snow on the top of the aviary, which is the outside part, it might collapse it. I don't know how that's going to work out, but the inside part, they'll be safe and dry, warm. The windows steam up just with the three turkeys in there. I've filled their feed, so they're good for a week just with feed, maybe a week and a half with feed. And then water, I just got to take with them water at least every 3 to 4 days, so they're going to be okay as far as the turkeys go. The ducks and geese, they're pretty resilient. They'll deal with it. They'll go on a frozen pond. But in real inclement weather, they've been noted to take refuge under the barn, which is very smart. And I left the bottom of the barn open just so the livestock can go in there and take refuge, especially when the really bad climate comes in. And they can go back up the hill a little bit more, back up under the barn, and get a little bit warmer, so it's not so freezing cold for them. Protects them from the breeze. The nanny goats, yeah, the barn. They're safe. They're warm. They got their feed. And speaking of feed, I stocked up on feed for the animals just to ensure that I have enough to take care of them for at least a couple of weeks, if not a month, because we don't know how much snow we're going to get and how long we're going to be snowed in if we get snowed in. I'm just being prepared. I'm not taking any chances. I've lived up here in this little valley for, almost 30 years, and we have experienced times where we were literally snowed in. I think the longest we were snowed in was probably for 6 days straight. We couldn't get out at all. So I'm just taking all the precautions with the generator for electricity. We've got propane. All the propane bottles are topped off. And as you can see the fireplace behind me, this heats the whole house. It doesn't use any electricity. So as long as we have propane, we're fine. And the generator will run the well for us, so we'll be able to have water. And then, of course, propane runs the water heater, so the water heater doesn't use any power. So as long as we have water pressure and we have propane, we have heat and hot water. So, and we have the gas stove so we can cook. So we're comfortable. Um, our elevation here, because we're so concerned about the snow here on the homestead, the house sits at 1,800 feet, and they're predicting 18 inches this weekend. No, 8 inches this weekend at 1,200 feet. Well, we're at 1,800 feet, and my mountain behind me, that's the top of that mountain is 2,000 feet. Yeah, we live just south of Crater Lake, west southwest Crater Lake, and they've been known to get hundreds of inches, hundreds. I know that when the Trailblazers won the championships, Crater Lake had, I think it was 112 feet of snow up there. Yeah, that's deep. And we live just not too far south of there. Um, Jeez. So if we do get snowed in, I've got things to do. I got a container of drywall mud, joint compound. So my wife and I are talking about renovating the kitchen beginning in March. I may just go ahead and take the opportunity, since I can't do anything outside, and begin the renovation of the kitchen ceiling. At least I can get that done. I want to give it the effect. This is what the ceiling looks like right now. I hate this style of ceiling. It's a manufactured home ceiling. Anyway, this is what I did to the dining room. And I want to do the same treatment over into the kitchen so it transfers through. So at least it'll give me something to do for a couple of days. Besides the greenhouse and the kitchen ceiling. And we got family coming up, grandkids are coming up. So they'll be here Christmas Eve, and it's supposed to start snowing Christmas Eve. Well, if they get snowed in, and I can't get us out with plowing the driveway with the tractor and stuff, so we're stranded together. Uh, we'll just sit at the kitchen table and play board games and just enjoy some rare family time together. Well, that's I guess. Just being prepared and anticipating what the weather is coming up, because everybody that I know of, and I went down to the store to get gas and get propane and get provisions. There was a lot of people doing the same thing, or in my area at least, we're all wary of this big storm coming through. And we don't know how much. They're predicting, the officials are predicting 8 inches just this week alone, but the forecast of the snow is going through all week. And as much as it rained yesterday and this morning, that is a lot of rain, a lot of rain. So imagine if you translate that to snow. Oh my. Well, I'm your host, Jerry Hansen. This is Pine Meadows Hobby Farm. We're a frugal homestead tucked high in the Cascade Ranges of the Pacific Northwest. We're geographically located, yep, west-southwest of Crater Lake National Park. In southwestern Oregon. Please stay tuned to more videos. You can do that by subscribing, then clicking that bell icon that alerts you to new videos as I upload them. Give us a thumbs up. Click that share button. Sharing my videos on your social media platforms helps us out. Also, leave a comment. Please be safe. Always be kind. We'll see you guys in our next adventure, okay? Bye-bye now.